start off with the Naira, the fact that we have seen a little bit of a depreciation in today's session, the dollar gaining slight ground against the local currency. Tell us your view.
Hi. Yeah, on the local side, we've seen a bit of dollar demand actually pushing into the market. CBN actually reduced the amount of offer from the in their bi-weekly auction. That actually pushed a negative tone on the Naira and actually made the dollar to be on bid at the interbank market. We've had for the past couple of days, we've had a few flows from the oil industries, and that actually has actually put the pressure off the CBN window. So anticipatedly, on the back of what the central bank was offering today, and also the fact that we've seen a bit of jump as against what the expected demand would have been, it was just a natural consequence to see the Naira actually losing some ground against the dollar.
It's interesting to note because the dollar has in fact been losing ground against a basket of major currencies, except for emerging market currencies such as the Rand and of course the Naira as well. Yesterday it was a very different ball game because we saw quite a bit of optimism feeding through on a global level. Tell us what your prospects are for the Naira going forward, because it seems to be stuck at that 150 level for quite some time now.
Yeah, basically, I would say the Naira might actually, the 150 levels actually provided a very firm support for the Naira for this past few months going now. Yeah, we've seen Naira actually hit some high, but actually at 150 levels, yeah, it continued to remain a firm support. We would say that if it breaks the levels, then we expect to see Naira actually begin to test the 149.50 levels for a while now and see how we go. Outside of that, we expect positive sentiment as feeding into the equities market might actually push some foreign direct investment our ways, or some capital flows our ways. We expect to see that a couple of reforms that's coming out of the government and the positive stance of the general tone for the economic development to actually push some capital our way. Yeah, we say actually should make some gains over the next few months, couple of months down the line. But I would say those gains would actually be limited if the pressure on the reserve will continue, and if the price of oil actually does not continue its upward swing.
Nwabueze, looking at the flows into the bond market, because we have seen strong flows into the bond market relative to the equities, how do you see that playing out going forward?
Well, on the bonds market, I would say the flows coming into the bonds have actually been on the longer end. The yields that you see at the longer end actually makes quite attractive, especially if you consider the fact that if these funds are coming from the U.S. market, from the dollar funded, then you would see that the bond market actually represents a very good positive carry for whoever is trading on the back of those instruments. I mean, with the longer tenor bonds going into the double digits, which we might expect might actually go up further on the next auction, those flows might actually continue.
Now, Nwabueze, looking at the NSE All-Share, in yesterday's session we saw a loss of 0.8%. A lot of negativity apart from the breweries. In today's session we saw quite a lot of positivity, so relatively volatile markets. How did the trade play out in today's session? Just give us some indication about what volumes look like for the day.
Details on the volume side not available right now from my end. So I can't really talk about that. But on the general note, I would say more like if you check the trend of the exchange on the bourse for the past 1 week or thereabout, you've seen it's been more of positive sentiment than negative sentiment. Yeah, I would say that at any point in time when you see a slip that's coming to the market, basically it's on the back of maybe a corporate earnings not actually meeting expectation, but outside of that, more of speculators actually cashing in on the profit. But on the tone level, I would say the boards had actually been on a positive tone for the past few weeks. and might continue.
Just looking at some of the most recent news when it comes to foreign exchange reserves, down around 4% from $38.53 billion in mid-July to around $37.06 billion last Friday. What does this spell for the equity market and for the foreign exchange market as well?
Well, at those levels, we might not really see so much of G3 coming to the equities market in terms of capital flows right now. I mean, the governor has always said that at the current levels, the reserve is enough to support about 17 months of import cover, which is quite good in terms of relative standard of reserve levels to cover imports. That's quite a bit of positive tone, and that still remains. So as long as that still remains, then the depreciation, the current reserve level might not pose so much of a threat. Then you look at, you consider the positive sentiments that are coming out. I mean, recently we saw that the
Nwabueze,
production
thank you
from
so
the
much.
oil